Welcome back to Evergreen Gardens. I again am Socks, and I've decided to actually do the thing where I see which guests can beat uh, the others and get to the end of the maze. Um, right now it looks like Trent has the commanding lead. Trent is the first to go, which means a new guy can come on. And we will call him Trent Replacement. Alright, we have a Trent replacement, and now we'll see who can win, because Trent... oh, and it looks like Kyle is going to be the next one. So now it comes down to these three. Who is going to be the first? This is great television. I think it's going to be Troy. Troy is over here. He may not look like he's doing well right now, but I think he has a lot of potential once he stops walking in the same exact direction over and over again. And Trent Replacement is making a lot of progress. Kent is kind of backtracking. Kent seems like he'll figure it out any second now, and it looks like Kent is making the right... Oh, and it looks like Trent Replacement might beat him. Oh my gosh, it's a dead heat. And Trent Replacement jumps over, but still is able to clinch. Third place? Yeah. We're at 200 guests. We have 3 years to get to 1,000, so I think it's time we start building more stuff. And I kind of have an idea of how I can incorporate a roller coaster without taking away from the scenic nature of this park. And it's going to be by building like kind of a mini coaster that doesn't really offer that much of a thrilling experience, but kind of is a nice ride in the park through everything. That's going to be the way to do it, I believe. Okay, wonderful. This is turning out okay so far. It's going to be super ambitious, and I may or may not run out of money in the process. For which reason I should probably raise my entrance fee to $15 as opposed to $1. Meant to do that earlier and probably could have made more money if I did. But hey, money isn't everything until you can't build your roller coaster because you don't have enough money. Then it's definitely something, if not everything. This is honestly a pretty good idea, though. I wish I did this earlier when playing this park. It's just like, a nice mellow ride through the gardens. A coaster the whole family can enjoy. Okay, I'm done. I painted it green and called it Garden Snake. Yeah, sometimes the obvious name is the right one, or the easy one. I don't know if it's obvious, but it seems like a very simple name. I'm okay with that. And it's almost a mile long. I'll show you the stats right here. I'm just kind of scrolling along so you can watch it go. So not quite a mile long, and still pretty intense, but much less so than most of my coasters. And overall not too fast. Maybe some lateral forces, but pretty low on the overall G-force. You can kind of see it go through here. And here, this is the last section of it. This is when it becomes kind of like more of a train than a coaster per se. So it does that, which is pretty coaster-esque. And then it kind of just right here, it just kind of vibes. There's nothing going on there, which is I usually make my coasters pretty rapid fire in terms of pacing. So this was a fun exercise to do something a little bit different. So yeah, we're at fucking 323 guests. We're pretty much on pace for 1,000 guests rather, by October year 4. It's just a matter of kind of filling out the rest of the park. What shall we build? I don't want to build go-karts. That's not very gardeny. I guess we could build boats, you know. Maybe some swan boats. Swans. Hell yeah. I upped the admission to $25. Every coaster you build, you can add $10 to the admission. Every flat ride you build, which is basically any ride that's not a coaster, you can add $3. General rule there. I don't know exactly what the math would be. I don't really feel like calculating it. I'll have enough money either way. Just some general advice if you're ever actually playing this scenario to like win or like playing it better than this. Generally delete the path right here so that they can't get any farther out. I wanted to try to keep its park aspect to it. I wanted to try to keep it like to be like a garden still, but the guests won't really act like they're in a garden. They're gonna act like they're in a theme park. So this guy, for example, he doesn't really register that he's in a park. He says, I want to go home, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm lost. Because he's like, out here, all the rides and everything else are over here. But I wanted to, make it still seem like a garden. But he is not about that. He is not, he's expecting it to be a theme park, and it's just not that. So, as a result, definitely close off most of the paths so that they don't just go wandering and get upset and lost or whatever. Much better to not have to deal with that. Okay, I think I'm not going to do anything until I decide to build another roller coaster. So we'll make that the next episode. I'll build another roller coaster. And yeah, I think this will actually be a 3-part series because it's a rather long scenario. Stay socky.